I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
There's one man in hip-hop whose name stirs whispers in every corner of the industry. Sean Diddy Combs. Behind the champagne and billion-dollar smile lies a maze of power moves, secret feuds, and dark rumors that stretch across decades. Whether building empires or burning bridges, Diddy's influence has shaped and shaken the culture. But what happens when everyone he once stood beside starts turning against him? From rap royalty to street legends, this is the story of Diddy versus everyone. Diddy's journey began not with a mic, but with a vision. After interning at Uptown Records, he founded Bad Boy Records, launching careers for the Notorious B.I.G., Mace, and more. His business genius was undeniable, and soon he wasn't just making hits, he was shaping culture. But as power grew, so did tension. Some artists felt used, discarded, or silenced. What looked like loyalty often masked deep fractures. The glamorous lifestyle covered the signs of a man building an empire, sometimes at the expense of those closest to him. When 50 Cent dissed Diddy, people thought it was just trolling. But there's history. 50 questioned Diddy's role in Biggie's death, even implying it in interviews. Then came the business shots. 50's Effin' Vodka versus Diddy's Kirok. The tension turned personal. 50 mocked Diddy's image online, constantly throwing jabs while Diddy stayed silent. Was it real beef or a calculated move by 50 to dismantle a rival brand mogul? In hip-hop, silence can speak louder than bars, and Diddy's silence may have meant guilt or strategy. Jay-Z and Diddy have always looked like partners in crime. Two kings building empires, hosting lavish parties, and trading brand deals. But beneath the suits and cigars, rumors flew. Jay-Z's rise with Roc Nation came as Bad Boy dimmed. Some insiders claim Hov quietly distanced himself as a legal smoke clouded Diddy. Their names rarely share headlines anymore. In a world where loyalty is currency, did Jay choose silence over friendship? Or was he just playing chess while Diddy played checkers? Rick Ross once looked like Diddy's next big disciple. Ross appeared in videos with Diddy, shouted him out, and even tapped into his mogul energy. But over time, Ross pulled away. His name stopped appearing in Diddy's orbit. When legal scandals surfaced about Diddy's past, Ross stayed silent. Was it loyalty, or was the weight of Diddy's name too risky? Ross, now a mogul himself, may have realized, standing next to power means inheriting its enemies too. Nicki Minaj never needed Diddy, but early on she navigated a world built by men like him. In a game where powerful men often controlled the chessboard, Nicki carved her own path, and did it loudly. Though she once collaborated with Diddy's affiliates, she made it clear she wasn't here to be molded. As rumors of Diddy's manipulation and control grew, Nicki's independent streak became more than branding. It was a shield. She knew the rules and how to dodge them. Cardi B's journey didn't go through Diddy, and maybe that's why she soared. She skipped the traditional route, leveraging social media and authenticity to build a brand that couldn't be bought. Diddy praised her publicly, but they rarely worked together. Some say Diddy saw Cardi's raw power and stayed back, knowing he couldn't control it. Others whisper that she chose not to play his game at all. Either way, Cardi B represents a new kind of fame, one Diddy can't gatekeep. Drake and Diddy's beef goes back to 2014, when they allegedly fought over the 0 to 100 beat. After that, Drake kept his distance. He knew the business. Align with someone like Diddy, and you inherit the heat. Drake, ever the strategist, stayed cool. No songs, no collaborations, just silence. With each new scandal surrounding Diddy, that decision aged like fine wine. In a world of alliances, Drake's move wasn't just smart, it might have been survival. Kendrick Lamar never directly addressed Diddy, but in songs like The Heart Part 4 and Mortal Man, he critiques industry corruption and power manipulation, themes that fit Diddy's rep perfectly. Kendrick doesn't need to name names. He lets his bars paint pictures, and hip-hop fans read between the lines. As Diddy's image crumbles, Kendrick stands as the conscious voice of the culture, refusing to co-sign the corrupted system Diddy helped build. Diddy embraced Miley Cyrus during her hip-hop era, defending her against criticism. But when Miley turned her back on the culture, the silence was deafening. No one in power, not even Diddy, held her accountable. It highlighted a darker truth. Diddy welcomed culture tourists if it meant expanding his empire. Miley's exit left a bad taste, a reminder of how hip-hop's gatekeepers sometimes let power outweigh principle. Behind the music, Diddy built an empire on control, of image, money, and people. But power is fragile. As lawsuits pile up and old associates speak out, the curtain is lifting. His silence used to feel powerful. Now it feels haunted. The man who once held the keys to the industry now faces a reckoning. If hip-hop was his kingdom, the people are starting to revolt. Mace helped define Bad Boy's golden era. But behind the scenes, tension brewed. Mace claimed Diddy withheld millions in royalties, trapping him in unfair contracts. He aired it all out in interviews, even dropping diss tracks. Diddy fired back, saying Mace ran off with the money. It was messy, personal. Mace wasn't just an ex-artist. He was one's family. This wasn't just a business disagreement. It was betrayal. In the court of public opinion, many sided with Mace. After all, how many artists needed to speak out before people believed the pattern? Jay-Z once said, "Men lie, women lie, numbers don't." His net worth soared past Diddy's, and the shift in power was clear. Where Diddy once led, Jay quietly outmaneuvered him, launching Roc Nation, Tidal, and aligning with the NFL. No legal drama, no bad headlines, just calculated moves. As Diddy's empire cracked, Jay's stood taller than ever. Some say Jay saw what was coming and created distance. Not out of fear, but out of strategy. And when moguls fall, other moguls watch, carefully. Rick Ross and Diddy were inseparable in the early 2000s and 10s. Co-signs, Ciroc parties, even Bugatti Boys collabs. But after whispers about Diddy's legal issues and treatment of women, Ross quietly disappeared from the picture. Not a word. No tweets, no denial, no defense, just distance. Some fans speculated, was Ross protecting his own legacy? Or did he finally see the machine Diddy built and wanted no part of it? In hip-hop, silence speaks volumes. Cardi B's brand never relied on Diddy, and that independence is her power. She didn't need his connections or backing to rise. That independence might be why Diddy praised her, but never pulled her into his inner circle. Cardi's team knew aligning with the wrong figure could cost everything. As more dark clouds gathered over Diddy, Cardi's path looked like the blueprint for the next generation. Build your empire without selling your soul. Nicki rarely names names, but on multiple occasions, she's dropped hints about industry gatekeepers who try to control women and block their success. While never directly mentioning Diddy, fans often point to her early bad boy affiliations and her eventual exit from those circles. She knew how power games were played and refused to be a pawn. Her success became a warning shot to the old guard. The new queens don't bow. Their beef was more than just a fight over music. It was about territory. Drake wanted the 0 to 100 beat. Diddy said it was his. When Drake used it anyway, Diddy allegedly confronted him and punched him. That wasn't business. That was pride. And after that, Drake backed off completely. No collaborations, no photos, just silence. It wasn't fear. It was focus. Drake didn't need drama to dominate. He just moved and left Diddy in the rear view. In a culture filled with alliances and agendas, Kendrick Lamar is a ghost in the machine. He doesn't attend flashy parties. He doesn't align with industry titans. He raps, then disappears. That's why fans respect him, and why his silence about Diddy speaks louder than any diss. While others tried to get ahead by standing next to Diddy, Kendrick chose distance. It wasn't just strategy, it was integrity. And today, that decision looks genius. Miley's brief foray into hip-hop felt strange. Diddy embraced her during this time, even defending her. But when she ditched the culture, blaming it for negative energy, no one, including Diddy, checked her. That's the problem. Diddy's pursuit of brand deals and headlines led him to overlook disrespect. Miley moved on. Diddy stayed quiet. It made fans ask, was he protecting hip-hop or just protecting his own image? 50 never let Diddy rest. He mocked him on Instagram, questioned his character, and publicly accused him of shady behavior. But it wasn't just trolling. 50 knew the power of narrative. As Diddy's public image declined, 50 ramped up. Every lawsuit, every headline, 50 made sure it went viral. Some called it petty, others called it prophetic. Either way, 50 took joy in watching a giant fall and made sure the world watched too. Diddy's legacy is complicated. He built legends, but the shadows around him are growing. Former allies are quiet, lawsuits are loud. Fans are questioning what they used to admire. In public, Diddy keeps smiling. In private, who knows? The man who once danced in every video now dances around serious accusations. And in the world of hip-hop, sometimes your silence tells the loudest story of all. Cassie Ventura's 2023 lawsuit against Diddy marked a turning point. Accusing him of years of abuse, manipulation, and control, the allegations were both shocking and revealing. The swift settlement raised eyebrows, suggesting a desire to keep details hidden. This lawsuit opened the floodgates, leading to increased scrutiny of Diddy's actions and relationships. The public began to question the true nature of his persona, and the media delved deeper into his past, uncovering patterns that had long been overlooked. Aubrey O'Day, former Danity Kane member, didn't hold back in her criticism of Diddy. She described a toxic environment where control and manipulation were rampant. Her revelations painted a picture of an industry where power dynamics were exploited. Aubrey's courage in speaking out inspired others to share their experiences, further tarnishing Diddy's reputation. The narrative shifted from isolated incidents to a pattern of behavior, and the court of public opinion grew increasingly skeptical of Diddy's denials. Clive Davis, a music industry titan and mentor to Diddy, remained notably silent as allegations mounted. Their once close relationship became a topic of speculation. Some wondered if Davis's silence was a strategic move to distance himself, while others questioned if he had knowledge of Diddy's actions. The lack of support from such a prominent figure spoke volumes, suggesting that even longtime allies were reevaluating their associations in light of the revelations. In March 2024, federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, seizing electronic devices and other evidence. The raids were part of a broader investigation into allegations of sex trafficking and other crimes. The public watched as the empire Diddy built began to crumble under legal scrutiny. The raids signaled that the allegations were being taken seriously at the highest levels, and the possibility of criminal charges loomed large. 50 Cent has been one of Diddy's most vocal critics. He consistently highlighted allegations against Diddy, using his platform to bring attention to the issues. 50 Cent's persistence kept the conversation alive, ensuring that the public remained aware of the developments. His actions were seen by some as a personal vendetta, but others viewed them as a necessary check on power. Regardless, 50 Cent's involvement added fuel to the fire. Jay-Z, once closely associated with Diddy, maintained a noticeable distance as controversies unfolded. While he didn't publicly comment, his silence was interpreted by many as a strategic move to protect his own brand. Jay-Z's focus on business ventures and social initiatives contrasted sharply with Diddy's legal troubles. The divergence in their paths highlighted differing approaches to fame and responsibility within the industry. Rick Ross, who previously collaborated with Diddy, subtly distanced himself amid the allegations. Without making public statements, Ross's absence from Diddy's circle was evident. This quiet withdrawal was seen as a protective measure, aiming to avoid being entangled in the growing controversy. Ross's actions reflected a broader trend of industry figures reevaluating their associations in light of Diddy's legal challenges. Cardi B, known for her outspoken nature, chose not to align closely with Diddy. Her rise to fame was independent, and she maintained control over her narrative. As allegations against Diddy surfaced, Cardi B's distance appeared prudent. Her focus on authenticity and transparency resonated with fans, contrasting with the secrecy surrounding Diddy's actions. Cardi B's approach highlighted the importance of autonomy in the music industry. Nicki Minaj, while not directly involved with Diddy, made subtle references to industry gatekeepers and exploitation. Her lyrics and interviews hinted at the challenges faced by women in the music business. Fans speculated that some of her commentary could be linked to figures like Diddy. Nicki's ability to navigate the industry on her terms served as an example of resilience and self-determination. Drake, a dominant force in music, maintained silence regarding Diddy's controversies. Their past altercations were well documented, but Drake chose not to engage publicly as new allegations emerged. His focus remained on his music and business endeavors. Drake's decision to avoid the fray was seen as a calculated move to preserve his image and avoid unnecessary entanglements.